This is KGW News at noon.
The man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students made his first court appearance this morning after he was brought back to Idaho last night to face charges. A judge will keep Brian Kohberger in jail without bail, and he'll be back in court next week. Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. Thank you for joining us today. Court documents also released today explain how investigators zeroed in on Kohberger. We also learned a very chilling detail. One of the roommates told police she came face to face with the killer moments after the murders. DNA was the final link to Kohberger. So, according to the probable cause affidavit, officers found a leather sheath next to 2 of the victims who'd been stabbed to death. On December 27th, officers in Pennsylvania went through the trash at the Kohberger's house, and it matched the DNA on the sheath. There was also the white Hyundai that was immediately a clue. Court documents show neighborhood cameras spotted the car moments before the murders and then captured it speeding away. Investigators detail how multiple cameras pinpoint Kohberger driving back to the Washington State campus where he lived. He was a PhD student studying criminal justice. 4 people died inside that house in Moscow, but 2 roommates were also there when the murders happened around 4:15 in the morning. One of the roommates described how she opened her door when she thought that she heard crying. Then she says she heard a man's voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." When she opened her door again, that's when the killer walked right past her. She told officers he was wearing black clothing and a mask. She says she froze and then locked herself in her room. Now what everybody wants to know is why. So far, investigators haven't released a motive for the killings. Court documents don't explain a connection between the victims and Kohberger, but it appears he was targeting their house. Authorities were able to use cell phone data to determine that he was near the home at least 12 different times before the murders. On all but one of those occasions, it was late at night or in the early morning hours. Other news now, crews have delayed the demolition of a downtown Portland church after an arson earlier this week. This vacant building is on Southwest 10th and Clay. It was built back in 1905 and was the former home of the Portland Korean Church. It was supposed to be torn down this morning. In the meantime, late last night, Portland Fire named the accused arsonist. Cameron Storer is facing arson and burglary charges and will be in court today at 2 o'clock. We talked to people who saw the church go up in flames Tuesday evening.
It was pretty intense. You could feel the heat back, about a block away from the fire. It looked like the fire started on the 2nd floor, and given what was there and what's there now, it's pretty impressive that that spire over there at the cathedral top is even still standing.
Because of multiple fires over the years and because of neglect, the building has been declared unsafe. No word yet when the demolition will be rescheduled. The man accused of mauling a senior citizen on a MAX train platform in Gresham is scheduled to be back in court today. A judge will determine if he'll remain in jail until this case is resolved. We have video of 25-year-old Corin Kramer from his first court appearance yesterday. We learned he told police he was on fentanyl and drinking alcohol, and he believed the 78-year-old man he attacked was a robot who was trying to kill him. When officers got to the scene Tuesday morning, they say they found Kramer on top of the victim. He had chewed off the man's ear and part of his face. We reached out to State Representative Ricky Ruiz. His district covers the area where this crime took place.
Violence in public transportation and just violence in public is just unacceptable. But also I have to acknowledge that folks who are causing this have potentially deep addiction, mental health issues, and we have to address that as well.
Ruiz also said he wants to work with TriMet to make the transit system safer. This noon, we want to give you a heads up about a couple major road closures here in the Portland area. Construction will be what's causing I-84 to close in both directions right at the I-205 interchange this weekend. This closure begins at 10 p.m. Friday and runs through 4 a.m. Sunday. This is part of TriMet's A Better Red project. It includes building more tracks and a red line station platform near the Gateway Transit Center. Also today, a stretch of I-84 in eastern Oregon is closed because of high wind. Both lanes are closed from Pendleton to LeGrand. Only the westbound lanes are closed from LeGrand to Ontario. We will certainly let you know whenever that changes. Okay, here in the metro area, the wind has calmed down today. Rod, give us a look at your forecast.
Yeah, here's what we have going on. Brendan mentioned the I-84 closure out in the blues. There is a wind warning. You see it in red right here, and to the north up in Washington, it's an advisory. But over the blues, there have been reports of winds gusting as high as 70 miles per hour. So that's the issue out there. That warning right now is still set to expire at 6 p.m. There are still mainly wind advisories south of Eugene, Roseburg down to the Medford area for travel down through South I-5. Okay, here are the current winds. This just shows you the gusts. You can be really windy, but not reporting a wind gust necessarily, if that makes sense. Here's Salem south of 30, Eugene south of 31. We've seen south winds pick up coming up the heart of the valley. We still have east winds gusting near the gorge and Troutdale to 35 miles per hour. That south wind in Salem has boosted that temperature up to about 60 degrees. Wow. Okay, we have showers out there, mostly to the west along the north coast and the coast range right now. We've got rough seas today. 21 feet in the marine forecast. You can see the choppy water from our Cannon Beach live camera. Great picture there. Clouds currently 50 degrees and dry in Portland. Again, you folks in Salem, when I last checked, we're sitting at 59. We'll continue to see just a little bit of rain today. East winds, Brendan, near the gorge have been easing somewhat, but much of the area is still seeing noticeable winds out there and will this afternoon. Back to you.
Thank you, Rod. Well, for the next week, Multnomah County Animal Services won't accept any stray pets. As KGW's Catherine Cook explains, the shelter just doesn't have enough room or staff.
Right now, we are in a true crisis moment.
For Multnomah County Animal Services, part of that crisis looks like dogs in all 85 of their kennel spaces, and then some.
We also had pets that were in offices, so every available office that we had a pet in it.
Capacity is just part of the reason the county won't be accepting any more stray animals until January 11th.
It's unprecedented.
Animal Services Director Aaron Grayheck and Operations Manager Marion Cannell call the decision a tough but critical one.
It creates an opportunity to do an important reset, to move forward for our vision of the shelter.
Part of that vision includes bringing back in-person adoptions starting January 11th, a first since the pandemic began. Grayheck says their short-staffed team will take next week to catch up on logistics like scheduling, things they've had to ignore to just focus on caring for the animals coming in. And there have been a lot of them. In December, the county took in 479 pets. That's compared to 298 pets the December before that. Always a bad month with animals scared by New Year's Eve fireworks.
We have never been at the level where we are meeting such compounding challenges. So considering our intake and the amount of pets coming in is significantly more than pets leaving.
The county is getting some relief. On Wednesday, this team from the Oregon Humane Society picked up 15 dogs. Sadly, Grayheck says other animal shelters are so overcrowded they can't help. For that reason, she hopes the public will consider fostering an animal.
By fostering a pet, even if it's for temporary, you can allow us a little bit of breathing room.
The county also needs donations to support foster families and volunteers who can help at the shelter. Catherine Cook, KGW News.